Today I want to share with you 7 skincare habits that changed my life. You probably know that I've gone through a lot with my skin, but learning to understand it and to care for it and eventually embrace it didn't happen overnight. And I know we all have goals in life, whether that's our educational achievements or our physical appearance or financial, but something we don't always stop to think about is how those goals are broken down and what makes up a goal. Small actions. What's another word for small actions? Habits. These are the skincare habits that absolutely changed my skin, and we've already done a video on how I cleared my chronic cystic acne. You can watch it right here, but I care about you, I care about your precious time, so I'll also just tell you what it was. Yes, it was skincare, but it was also heavily focused on my diet. It was my mental health and stress. It was toxins in my life, not the toxins you're probably thinking of, but actually finding out what I'm allergic to, and also my hormones. But outside of clearing my acne, there are things that I started doing and continue to do that make my skin look amazing, especially in I think the past 10 or 11 videos that I filmed on this channel. I haven't worn anything on my face except for my skincare and maybe some eye makeup if I felt like it. And that is so liberating to be able to wear my scars proudly. So these are the 7 habits that got me here. Number 1 is not washing my face every day. Some people are shocked when I say this, and others understand and do it with me. The purpose of cleansing your face is the same reason that we cleanse our bodies, to refresh it, to make sure that we get any dirt, grime, or makeup off of it, and so that our other products can penetrate deeper. But I realized that I don't have to be doing that twice a day. You see, by the end of the day, my face is definitely oily. I definitely feel the buildup of whatever was on my skin, and especially on days that I wear makeup, you better believe that I'm removing it. However, when I go to sleep at night, I don't automatically wake up dirty. I didn't run a marathon in my sleep. I wasn't wearing a full beat of Instagram face makeup, and I wasn't outside in the sun, in the sand, or in the city smog. Your skin actually repairs when you're asleep, and I found that waking up in the morning, if I just give myself a little bit of a rinse with some water and go on with my moisturizer, maybe a treatment and my sunscreen, I'm good to go. And of course, at the end of the day, just the way I would take a shower, I want to make sure to clean my skin. But this is something that has saved me so much time in the mornings. It's also something that just has made my skin a little bit stronger and more balanced out naturally. Again, our bodies do take care of us, and we need to take care of them as well. I found that the best way for me to do that is not by overstripping or over-treating my face. Okay, and can we talk about sunscreen, and can I make a confession? I was not always a sunscreen kind of girl. My mom is in medicine, she's in healthcare, and growing up, she would slather sunscreen on us 30 minutes before we were even allowed to go outside. And I just hated the feeling of standing there and having my mom jostle my body to protect me from the sun. And so growing up, I actually hated sunscreen because of my mother's love, care, and protection. And I really kind of avoided it. Even in my first few years on YouTube, you see me using sunscreen sometimes, but not every day. And that's because I didn't. Even when I was first in aesthetic school back in 2009, the idea of sunscreen and the actual medical data to support why it's important not only for our beauty, but for our safety, it just wasn't drilled into my head. And it really wasn't until college, reading medical papers and starting to study medicine, that the importance of sunscreen actually hit me, which is very embarrassing to say, but that is the truth. You see, prevention is easier than treatment. And yes, of course, that applies to things such as wrinkles and pigmentation, which unprotected sun exposure can do to you, but also to skin cancer, to melanoma, basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, these things that we hear about and just think, oh, I'm invincible, it's not gonna happen to me. And the truth is that it took me seeing and working with and communicating with some people who felt the exact same way and are now having biopsies and getting their skin cut out of their bodies to go get tested for cancer and then going on certain treatments to try to take care of that damage. It took their experiences and my conversations with them to understand how important sunscreen every single day is. Even when you're indoors. This is still something I sometimes struggle with. There are days that I'm either clinically depressed or I just check my phone and do other things before I make it to the bathroom in my skincare routine. And there are days that I might be indoors, but half the day I haven't had my sunscreen on. And that's something that I'm still working on. But at least at this point, I do apply it every single day And I've really come to learn that prevention is easier than treatment. The third is face masking regularly. This is arguably one of my favorite steps of a skincare routine, and I think it's the most underrated. A face mask, you can kind of think of it as this hybrid between a treatment but also kind of like a cleanser. You know, because a face mask goes on your face, it delivers actives, it literally forces you to take self-care time, maybe take a selfie, but take a pause from the world, take care of your skin, and then rinse it off. So it is this treatment cleanse sort of hybrid that I have absolutely fallen in love with. And masks, depending on the ingredients and depending on your skincare routine, you can use them once a week, you can use them once a day, or you can only use them every now and again. Now, not all masks are created the same. For instance, a sheet mask, although it is technically a mask, I actually don't consider this a mask. I've discussed that in previous videos, why this is a serum, and those peel-off masks, those I don't consider masks at all. And that's, again, because I'm looking at the ingredients and the efficacy of these products, as well as having this kind of be a ritual. So understanding face masks, I feel like it's been great for my skin, because if I'm face masking regularly, my face is receiving those benefits and looking better or doing better. But on the same note, it's also really nice for me emotionally. It's like the one part of my skincare routine that is so great, but you don't have to do every day. And therefore, it's like the quintessential self-care step. A skincare habit that changed my entire life for better was going cruelty-free. For me, I was eating vegan. I was living a vegan lifestyle because it matched my morals and values. I love animals, I didn't want to harm them, but I was still using products that tested on them. Those actions and those morals and values just weren't matching up. So when I went cruelty-free with my skincare and my beauty products, I at first got really nervous. I thought I would be missing out on a lot of great beauty things and that I was going to feel deprived and not be able to find dupes for the products I loved. But when I actually started exploring cruelty-free makeup and skincare, I found an entire world I didn't know existed. It made me closer to my cosmetics because I actually started looking into the brands, the morals, and the values of them, making sure this is somewhere that I feel comfortable spending my money. It got me more comfortable with what's in these products, and it introduced me to lines that I wouldn't have otherwise been aware of. Also, a little side bonus that I never expected is that it saved me a shit ton of money. There were so many brands that influencers would hold up that sounded so interesting to me, especially back when I was in the beauty community. It's a lot more about brands and consumerism as opposed to self-care. And dude, I would just go buy things on a whim because I thought they were going to make me happy or make my face look better. And not only did they not deliver on those promises, but they cost a shit ton of money. And when I went cruelty-free, I actually had to be more deliberate about what I was purchasing. And therefore, I stopped purchasing unnecessary things. All of my purchases started becoming intentional, and therefore I was actually able to appreciate and enjoy them more, not to mention actually use them to their fullest extent. Ditching makeup wipes. This is something that I'm sad to say didn't happen until maybe a year or two ago. I did not know the horrors of makeup wipes and the atrocity that they are to skin. We've spoken in depth about why makeup wipes are horrible, not only from the perspective that they don't clean your skin, but also from an environmental perspective. And there is one circumstance where makeup wipes can definitely be used, and it's if you wouldn't cleanse your skin otherwise. But other than that, you should not be removing your makeup with makeup wipes unless it's literally you're going to fall asleep with a full face into your pillow. I still use body wipes and skincare wipes after workouts if I'm not able to take a shower. It's a really good way to get the sweat off my body so that maybe I can try to get rid of some body acne or prevent it from happening. But when it actually comes to makeup wipes, I always remove my makeup with either a Castile soap, high pH, that I then bring down to a low pH with a toner, or I go in and I actually use a makeup cleansing balm, makeup cleansing remover, or do a double cleanse. Especially having acne, not removing my makeup properly was like the crux of my breakouts. Because if you leave makeup pigments on your skin, they create this compounding effect, they kind of build up on there, and the more buildup you have on your skin can't get its oils, its cholesterol, its triglycerides out. They all get stuck under there. And especially when there's a plug, that bacteria can start to grow. It all builds up into a nice pimple underneath the skin. And so even though I was good at removing my makeup, makeup and I would do a double cleanse, my double cleanse involved makeup wipes. And I am so grateful to Susan Yara's channel, Mixed Makeup, that really got me thinking about the environmental implications of makeup wipes, as well as my poor skin. Also, being young, whether that's physically or at heart, I don't know anymore, I haven't been super concerned about how much I rub my skin or tug at it. People say that over time this can cause wrinkles. You know, your skin has collagen and elastin. It is resilient. This isn't something I worry about all the time, but it's true. Unnecessary rubbing, especially of your eyelashes or of your eye area, it's probably not great. So if I can avoid doing that, why wouldn't I? This is also another one that saved me a lot of money because when you actually break it down, makeup wipes are expensive. From the ones that I used to use, they're like 5 to 87 cents per wipe. I didn't realize I was like spending $1 every night just to remove my damn makeup. No thanks. The next one also happened when I started working with dermatologists and doctors and actually exploring the science behind this, but temperature therapy. Yes, I'm talking about devices, but I'm also just talking about cooling down your face mask in a skincare fridge or the regular fridge before you put it on your face. Or I'm talking about using a slightly warm towel to make sure that you're removing your cleanser evenly. Temperature therapy can be done really simple, again, like these things at home, or you can get really complex and do things like hydrofacials or targeted light therapies that involve either lasers or heat technology or something like microneedling along with radio frequency. And it's fascinating how science and skincare can come together. And again, it wasn't until I guess I was really exposed to the medical world of this stuff that I really started applying it. And again, the way that I most commonly work this into my routine is by either using cold or warm face masks. Again, I love masking, and also just temperature controlled towels. That's something that's used in aesthetics a lot. It is calming, it is emotionally nice, but it's also really nice when it comes to the sensorial experience of how products are applied to the skin, even how they feel, and technically how they penetrate. Because depending on the makeup of those products, depending on the chemistry, in combination with heat or cold, it can actually influence how your skin reacts with them and their bioavailability. Basically how available they are to your face. The last one is the most important, and if there's anything that you take away from this video, I hope that it is this one. But learning your skincare ingredients and learning your labels. They don't teach you that in aesthetic school. They don't teach you that in medical school. If you go into chemistry and cosmetic chemistry, they don't teach you the biology side. If you go into biology and medicine, they don't teach you the chemistry side. And I really had to find what was working for me and what wasn't, and put those two passions of mine together and look at them when they come together with skincare and my face and see how I can make them work for me. I am no longer a victim of marketing or what these companies are trying to sell me. Whereas in the past, especially as an acne-ridden emotional teenager, I would go to the store, read the front, it said it would get rid of acne, I would give it all of my money, and I would cry because now I still had acne that was painful emotionally and physically, and now I'm also broke. When I started to turn and learn those ingredients, I could figure out what's in there, what are the actives, how do they combine together, how do they work together. I could start asking myself what the biochemical pathways are that these ingredients are taking, what cascade effects they are having inside of my skin. And therefore, I know whether or not I can trust a product and whether or not it's even worth my time or testing. And I can also approach skincare from a safe and effective manner by understanding what these ingredients are made from, what they are supposed to do, and what they should or shouldn't be mixed with. And if you're confused by those things, or if you want to start reading your skincare labels, we have done a ton of videos on them. There's a playlist that you can watch right here. I'm happy to leave resources in the comments and in the description box below, because again, I believe that knowledge is power. And for me, it was making these small little everyday choices, these small actions that turned into habits to become regular, that ended up helping me achieve my skincare goals. And now that I have met a lot of those goals, it's time to create new ones, right? So do me a favor and turn and learn your ingredients today. If there's something that you don't understand on the back there, literally type in phenoxyethanol, Cassandra Bankson, because I've probably done a video on it. And even if my video doesn't come up, look for videos from other trusted creators, from doctors, from dermatologists. If you are down to try, look up some medical studies, try to make sense of them, or take them to a doctor or a derm who can help you do that. While you're at it, also make sure that that like button matches the color of my dress, and if that subscribe button is red, turn it to gray so that when we talk about more of these topics, you won't miss them. Always remember to be beautiful inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.